Welcome to a short video review of the action features of the new UCommand Wall-E from Thinkway Toys. For a longer review of the many other aspects of this toy, and for reviews of thousands of other action figures, busts, statues, prop replicas, toys, and other pop culture collectibles, visit mwctoys.com. Now let's get on to Wall-E. As mentioned, this is the UCommand version. Your wife, your kids, even your dog won't listen to you, but this poor little bot has to put up with your every whim. Well, that's as long as your whim can be managed through the various buttons on the remote. So let's take a look at that remote control. Here's the included remote control. It takes 3 AA batteries, which the instructions say are not included, although mine had them in there. Mom always did say I was special. The 4 buttons to the left are movement based. The forward arrow moves him forward. The partial turn button there to the left moves him about 90 degrees. The bottom button moves him 180, and the button to the right moves him 360. The center joystick works in a relatively sensible way when you realize that Wall-E himself really doesn't go backwards. Push the stick forward and he moves forward. Push it backward and he moves, no, not backward. He turns around so you can then push him forward again. And by push, I don't mean physically push, of course, but rather push the joystick forward and he'll move forward, or push the forward arrow and he'll move forward a set distance. On the right side of the remote are some specific moves. The top button does a play version of a power up or power down action, which I'm betting comes right out of the movie. For more details on this, check out the written review, but I'll demo it here in just a minute. The bottom button does a funky move, which is called a special move and turn in the instructions. You really need to see this one to appreciate it, so I'll demo it here in a minute. The bottom to the right, which has sort of Wall-E's eyeballs as the icon on it, allows him to do a variety of expressions from the movie, everything from being scared to being happy, to being curious and nervous. And then the bottom button, or the button to the left rather, with the musical notes on it, does a very cool dance move. Wall-E's speaker will play one of several songs and he'll boogie down, moving all over the floor, so make sure you got plenty of room. Across the bottom are 4 more buttons. The far left button makes Wall-E talk, or at least do what Wall-E does to approximate speech, other than his name and Eve's name. It's tough to tell what he's saying at this point, but I suspect it'll get even cuter once you've seen the flick. The button on the far right has a cube symbol on it, and pressing it makes Wall-E play a variety of the movie's sound effects, sort of like the trash compactor sounds, etc., that he'll have in the movie. He moves in various ways as he plays these sounds as well. In the middle are 2 buttons, Prog and Go Stop. You can program Wall-E to do up to 15 of the various moves in a row with these buttons. Press the Prog button and Wall-E will make a noise indicating he's ready to learn. Then you can press the various buttons on the remote, and these are stored as a new command. When you're done, press the Go Stop button and he'll run through the whole shebang. Anytime you press Go Stop again, he runs through these newly programmed commands until you program another set. Now let's try it out. Let's start with the basic movements. Pushing forward on the forward button moves him forward, of course. That's a small turn, slightly bigger turn, and the really big turn. You can also get him to turn by pulling back on the joystick, however far you'd like, and then by pushing forward on the joystick, he'll move forward. Bye-bye! When you press on Wall-E's special moves button, he does something that's a little bit different every time. And not always what you were expecting. See if we can get some of the buttons on the right going. Let's start with the power up, power down. It's pretty straightforward. I'm assuming this is what Wall-E does when he comes up out of being recharged. Obviously the batteries don't recharge in Wall-E, it's just a play feature. He also has a number of expressions. By pressing the expression button, you can cycle through these. My personal favorite. Ooh, there's Eva. And they're scared. The final button on the right is the one that has the musical notes on it, which is, of course, Wall-E's dance moves. Make sure you have plenty of room. He seems to have 3 or 4, perhaps 3 different dances and dance moves that he does. Everything from a slow dance with Eve to something a little bit more like your Uncle Carl at Cousin Julie's wedding after he's had one too many trips to the free bar. Let's move down to the bottom set of buttons and start with the talk button. As you can see, he says a variety of things. That I can make out. Alright, let's try the program mode on Wall-E. Press the button once, and he lets you know he's ready to be programmed. Let's just go forward, do a big turn, and then do a dance move. We press go stop. And there you have it. I also wanted to point out that he is articulated. You'll have noticed in the video at different points that his arms were in different positions. He has a joint at the shoulder, at the wrist, and the fingers are articulated as well. But he does tend to move best when the arms are out in front, and he'll tip over less in that position too as he's moving across the floor. Make sure you don't try to twist up inside the shoulder joint there, inside the body, or anywhere in the neck or the eyes, or try to move the treads manually, because all of that could easily damage the mechanism inside, and you wouldn't want to do that. Okay, so this particular version isn't going to go to the fridge and grab you a beer, but you know your kids should get some solid playtime out of it. I have 3 of the different electronic Wall-E's so far, and my kids are loving this one the best. He's also the most expensive, of course, at $50, but that's no surprise since my kids always like the most expensive choice. Their mother has taught them well. Remember to check out mwctoys.com for lots of reviews of goodies like this, including the rest of the review, which will give you more information about this toy. And until next time, be safe, be happy, and for God's sakes, have fun.